When I talk about nostalgia, I'm not talking about that warm, fuzzy feeling that you get when you hear a song from your teenage years, or when you rewatch a movie that you loved as a child. I'm talking about that deep, painful longing for the past, for something that feels like it slipped out of your hands without you realizing when your attention was turned away. What makes nostalgia so painful for me is that it's not just about the circumstances of the past that one found oneself in, the places, the people, the sights, the sounds. It's not that. It's more the change in one's self, in one's mindset, one's perspective. And those changes happen very gradually. Sometimes a traumatic event can cause a sudden change in your thinking, but generally we don't realize from one day to the next how the way that we think, the way that we see the world, our habits, our the automatic way that we experience things changes slowly but surely. But eventually we can look back several years, maybe 10 years into the past and realize that even if today we were in the exact same circumstances that we found ourselves in 10 years ago, we wouldn't experience it the same way. And we can't have a day like we had 10 years ago, not because we can't replicate the circumstances, but because our mindset has shifted. We don't think the same way that we did then. I don't. I can't. In my mind, I can look back and I can remember how I saw things and how I felt. But I can't think that way again. Things are different, and it's beyond my control. And I'm nostalgic for times when I was terribly depressed. Some of the hardest times in my life. And it's not just rose-tinted glasses or idealization of the past. I mean, there's some of that. But I can look back and I can think, even though I was terribly depressed in those times, a key difference is that I was also more carefree. The consequences of my actions on myself didn't matter to me. If I didn't take care of myself, it didn't matter. And that's because I was suicidal. It didn't matter if I was doing long-term damage to myself with my habits. Because I just wanted to off myself anyway, so who cares? And I was very bad at taking care of myself. Entire seasons would go by, and I wouldn't leave the house. There'd be days where I couldn't even bring myself to take a shower or eat anything. And frankly, I don't know exactly how things changed. But somehow, I found the will to live. I don't know how or why, but now I'm not suicidal. And I do take care of myself. And there are lots of benefits to that. Plenty of benefits. But at the same time, I've lost my carefree attitude. And so now, I'm nostalgic. I want that freedom again. I want to feel like I can do anything and it doesn't matter. Of course, that's very irresponsible. I know that. Yet I'm nostalgic for being suicidal because of that carefree perspective, that mindset. And that's a strange feeling. Very strange feeling.